afternoon. It's December 1st. November has officially come to a close. We've got another snowstorm pushing through. It's supposed to be 1 to 3 inches. I worked till about 1 o'clock and I was able to slip out and met Rye down at the River Bottom Farm, and we just snuck into the Marino plot. This is an 8-acre standing bean field, and we haven't hunted here since youth season. So it's exciting to sit here. We've got a south-southwest wind. I think the temp's around 24, but the real feel's in the upper teens, so it's still nice and cold. Pressure's still pretty high. I can see deer walking around in the central timber. We had 5 or 6 in the plot when we got here that were all the way across the plot and kind of scurried off. It looked like fawns. And then no sooner we got in the blind, they started coming out, and they've kind of come in and out of the plot. But we can see really well with the snow on the ground, so they're on their feet already. We've got a little under 2 hours to go. It's about 3:20 now, and I'm excited. I mean, this will be my last hunt of the first split of archery in Iowa. I've got afternoon activities with the kids the rest of the week, and first gun rolls in on Saturday. Now, we'll be back out during gun season. Xander's got a youth tag, and we've got some landowner tags and different things that we can fill. But tonight, the buck that, if I had my wish, I would have Montana show up tonight. This is the plot where we have filmed him in the past. And he hasn't been on the farm a ton, but I did get pictures of him Thanksgiving Day and one other previous day. And so I'm hoping that if he does move back in here post-rut, that this is where we'll encounter him. And there's quite a few other bucks that I think we could see here. This would be a really good spot to cross paths with Tiki. And then Quasi kind of makes his domain in the central timber. I do have beans this year in the oxbow plots as opposed to just monster buck rut greens. So some of these deer might be feeding out in there, but this usually functions as destination food. And then Lane's another one that could pop up, and there's plenty of other bucks we have a history with that we could see tonight, so it's always fun. I'm anticipating seeing a lot of deer tonight. An old Rye dog finally brought his bow.
Finally.
I've been pestering him all year, bring your bow, bring your bow, bring your bow. And he's, God bless him, he stayed strong. He's worked hard on some of these permission farms, and he's been committed to trying to harvest a buck out there. But tonight, he said, I didn't have to say a thing. He jumped out the truck and grabbed his bow. So he said, heck, first split's almost over. And he'll have another tag on the second split. So he can continue hunting those food plots and things he put in. But anyway, it's fun. So we got 2 bows, lots of doe tags, and then honestly a pile of buck tags. So you better beware. Now, this is a difficult spot to get them in bow range. Potentially, it's being 8 acres, but I mowed these lanes while the beans were still green, and then we drilled some wheat. Wheat's covered with snow, but, these give some nice walking paths. So hopefully we'll end up getting some in bow range. I thought about bringing the decoy, but I didn't like the way it worked the other night. I mean, the deer interacted with it, and it didn't really spook them, but if you're expecting 20 to 30 does, I think the decoy is kind of high risk. So tonight we're just going to sit. It's going to work as much as an observation sit as anything, but fingers crossed we get one of these shooter bucks in bow range.
Being filmed.
It's pretty. It's kind of funny. I was just like scanning the pot belly on that deer. Can't call him 3.
No.
Oh, that's pretty.
That deer's got some potential.
I can see another deer back in there. Do you see it? Look all the way down the mowed lane. It's funny, I don't think I've ever seen a deer preferentially want to go eat in the swirl. This is another good buck. This is our 8 with those split brows. Oh, dude, Quasi's out.
Quasi's out.
He's next to a browless buck. Oh, look at the deer coming out. They love that edge. His antlers are dark.
Smelling pretty good. He's pulling it up and everything. Is it one of those buck facing us? See, no, those are does.
To the right of that on the lower line.
Okay.
That's actually King Henry.
Oh yeah, it is.
Well, that's a wrap. What a super fun hunt. I lost count of how many deer we ended up seeing, and lots of bucks at that. Unfortunately, none of them came into bow range, and it's a challenging thing about this spot. They really like to be on that far edge, and it's difficult to hunt that edge. And then tonight, it was kind of interesting to watch them all go into the sorghum. A lot of them were feeding preferentially in the sorghum, which we had a great sorghum crop this year, so it's kind of interesting to see that behavior. The only one I would consider a shooter for this year would be Quasi. And I couldn't quite tell if he's hurt or not. He seemed to not want to move very much. He fed right on the edge and he went back in the grass, and I think he bedded down. I'd looked for him for a long time. I never did see him pop back out. So I'm not sure if he has a rut injury or what. We'll keep our eyes peeled, but that may make us want to try to get on him sooner rather than later if he's hurt pretty bad. Like I said, good hunt nonetheless. There's a small possibility I could get out Friday, depending on how clinic goes. But otherwise, next time you'll see us will be Saturday. That's the first day of gun season. and I got a couple of kids have tags, and so we're excited to get back out. They've been counting down the days, so hopefully we can have some luck. Good luck to you guys if you're out, and we'll see you guys then.